All right, get ready for some serious UEFA Nations League action.
Yeah.
Because today we're going to be diving deep into the Belgium versus Italy showdown.
Yeah, this is a big one. The group stage is coming to an end, so stakes are super high.
Definitely high stakes.
Big
Italy,
ring.
they just need a draw to move on to those quarterfinals. But for Belgium,
Yeah.
it's do or die time. They got to win to stay in the running.
Absolutely. And that's where we at Tips Moto come in. We've been crunching all those numbers, breaking down all the details,
Right.
even consulted with our supercomputer to
Yeah.
give you the best preview possible.
All right, so we're going to be dissecting this matchup from every angle, and we're starting with those current standings in Group 2.
Yeah.
Currently, Italy's sitting pretty at the top with 10 points,
Hmm.
but Belgium is trailing behind in third with only 4 points.
It's a big gap. And it really highlights that uphill battle that Belgium's facing, going into this crucial match.
Yeah.
But before we jump into, those predictions, let's take a closer look at each team, starting with Belgium. Their recent form in the UEFA Nations League has been a bit of a roller coaster, to be honest.
Yeah, a bit up and down.
One draw and 2 losses, so
Not ideal.
not the most consistent.
Definitely not the kind of consistency you want going into a match like this.
Exactly.
So let's remind ourselves of their latest results. They lost to France 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
They drew with Italy 2-2.
Yep.
And then they beat Israel 3-1.
So a real mixed bag, to say the least.
Very mixed, yeah.
Not the ideal prep, but there is some good news for Belgian fans.
Oh, is there?
Romelu Lukaku is back.
Aye.
That experience, especially against those Italian defenders he's faced in Serie A, could really change the game.
Yeah, I mean, Lukaku's return is huge. He's a proven goal scorer, and having him back just adds a whole new dimension to their attack.
Sure.
And we can't forget about Lois Openda. I mean, he's been on fire lately. He even scored against France.
Yeah, Openda's emergence has been a real bright spot for them. He's got that pace, that energy. He's a genuine goal threat.
Yeah.
But we can't ignore the elephant in the room.
Oh, what's that?
Belgium's injuries.
Ah, yes. The injury bug has hit them hard. Losing Kevin De Bruyne is a massive blow.
He's the heartbeat of that midfield Weimer. And that creative spark.
Exactly.
And it's not just him.
Oh, no.
Tielemans, Dokumunye, and De Ketelaere are all out as well. These aren't just, squad players. These are key players for Belgium's system.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to replace them.
It's a real test of their depth, for sure.
So to try and cope with this coach, called up some fresh faces. Banguila, Lokonga, Sardella, and Vermeeren.
Wow.
So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt at this level.
For sure, but the question is, can Belgium overcome this injury crisis?
That is the big question.
Well, Lukaku's return is a huge boost. He's a world-class striker and can win games on his own.
He can.
But I think the key for Belgium is going to be defensive solidity.
Yeah.
Italy's attack is strong, and they'll need to be organized and disciplined at the back.
If they can stay tight defensively, then Lukaku's goals might just be enough to get them the win that they need.
Exactly. It's attack versus defense.
Classic.
Can Belgium's firepower outweigh those defensive vulnerabilities?
Yeah. Well, let's shift gears now and talk about the team sitting comfortably at the top, Italy.
Yeah, their form has been nothing short of impeccable.
They are undefeated in the group stage with 3 wins and a draw.
A masterclass in, tactical discipline and clinical execution.
All right, well, let's go through their recent results.
Yeah.
They demolished Israel 4-1. They edged out France 3-2.
Thrilling match.
It was a thriller. And, of course, they drew with Belgium 2-2.
That was a great match.
And remember, they played with 10 men for a big chunk of that game.
Yeah, that draw against Belgium was seriously impressive.
It was.
Playing with a man down for more than half the game and still managing to get a point, that really says a lot about their resilience and their tactical flexibility under Spalletti.
It really does.
Yeah.
Playing with 10 men for that long and still getting a result.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about some of those key players that have been making headlines for Italy.
Yeah, sure. Well, everyone's talking about Matteo Retegui. He's Serie A's top scorer, and he's leading the line for Italy. He's a natural goal scorer, always seems to be in the right place at the right time.
And he's not the only one performing well for them. What about Giovanni Di Lorenzo?
Yeah.
I mean, the defender who scored 2 goals in their last match.
That's right. 2 goals from a defender. That's incredible.
Incredible.
It really was a remarkable performance. He's one of those modern fullbacks who's, just as comfortable going forward as he is defending.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't forget about their captain, the super reliable Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Yeah, he is a rock at the back, a real leader for them.
Absolutely.
But even with their great form, Italy hasn't been totally immune to the injury bug, have they?
Unfortunately not. They've had a few injury worries.
Who are they missing?
Scamacca and Scalvini are out long-term, and Calafiori and Ricci are also sidelined for this match.
Okay, so how's Spalletti dealing with these absences?
Well, he's made some tactical changes. Manuel Locatelli has been called up to fill Ricci's spot in midfield.
Okay, and how about Locatelli? What kind of player is he?
He's a very talented player. He can control the pace of the game and provide some creative spark.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, Spalletti has also dropped Lorenzo Pellegrini from the squad.
Oh, wow. That's a bit of a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bold move, considering Pellegrini's experience, but it shows that Spalletti isn't afraid to, shake things up and give those younger players a chance.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he's putting his own stamp on the team.
Yeah.
What's your overall take on Italy's performance so far?
I think it's fascinating to see how well Italy has adapted under Spalletti.
Hmm.
He's instilled a new energy, a real purpose to the team.
Yeah.
They're playing with confidence, with swagger, and, that balance between their potent attack and their well-organized defense
Yeah.
makes them incredibly difficult to beat.
It's a dangerous combination for sure.
Oh.
Okay, so we've got Belgium with their star power desperate for a win, and Italy with their tactical prowess and their impressive form. But let's rewind a bit. What can their head-to-head history tell us about this matchup?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, these two teams last met in October 2024, which resulted in that dramatic 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Where Italy played with 10 men for, a big part of the match.
That match was a real roller coaster.
It was.
Italy showing such incredible resilience to get a point, even with that numerical disadvantage.
Exactly.
But what about the overall historical record?
Well, here's a fascinating fact. Belgium hasn't beaten Italy in a competitive match since 1972.
Wow, that's a stat that'll make Belgian fans wince.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it seems like Italy has really had Belgium's number for quite some time.
Well, history certainly favors Italy in this fixture, but it's important to remember that these matches have always been close, even if the results haven't always gone Belgium's way.
So we've got a clash of styles, a historical rivalry, and tons of tension surrounding this match. But let's get to the part everyone's been waiting for, the Tipsmodo supercomputer prediction.
Yes. This is where our data crunching magic comes in.
Hmm.
Our supercomputer has analyzed every single stat, every historical trend, every bit of information available to generate the most accurate prediction possible.
So drumroll, please. What's the verdict?
Well, according to our calculations, Belgium has a 30% chance of winning, while a draw and an Italian victory both stand at 35%.
So it's a close one, but Italy has the slight edge, statistically speaking.
That's right.
Okay, so what about the predicted scoreline?
We're predicting a nail-biting 1-1 draw.
A draw. Oh, that would be enough to send Italy through, but it would spell heartbreak for Belgium.
Absolutely, and there are several key factors influencing this prediction.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, firstly, you can't overlook Belgium's injury problems. Those missing players are bound to have an impact on their performance.
Losing key players, especially someone like De Bruyne, can disrupt the whole team dynamic. So what else is our supercomputer factoring in?
Well, Italy's form under Spalletti is undeniable. They're playing with confidence, with organization, and a real hunger to win.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's that fascinating matchup between Romelu Lukaku and the Italian defense.
That is a clash of the titans that could decide the match.
Absolutely. Lukaku's a force, but those Italian defenders are known for their discipline and their resilience.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top in that battle.
All right. Well, our supercomputer has spoken. So based on its analysis, what are our top betting tips for this crucial match?
Well, considering the predicted scoreline and, the overall context of the match, we recommend a draw for the match result.
A solid choice, especially with those odds. What else are we liking?
We also favor both teams to score, or BTTS, as it's known.
Right.
Both sides have shown they can score, and a 1-1 draw seems like a plausible outcome.
Yeah.
Keeping that scoreline in mind under 2.5 goals also looks like a good bet.
So we're expecting a tight tactical match with both teams getting on the score sheet.
That's what our analysis suggests.
Okay, cool.
And for those who want to bet on individual players, we're highlighting Romelu Lukaku and Matteo Retegui as potential anytime goal scorers.
Two proven goal scorers who can definitely find the back of the net.
Yeah.
Any other tips you want to share?
Well, if you're feeling brave, you could always go for the 1-1 correct score prediction.
Oh, yeah.
In line with our supercomputer's forecast, it's risky.
It is.
But the potential rewards are pretty big.
It's all about weighing that risk and reward, right?
That's it.
All right. Well, before we reveal those predicted lineups, I want to remind everyone why betting with Tipsmodo is the smart choice. We offer the best odds, expert analysis, And a secure platform for all your betting needs.
Exactly. We're not just about predictions. We're about giving you the knowledge and the insights you need to make informed betting decisions.
We love football, and
Yeah.
we want to share that passion with our community.
Absolutely.
Okay, so are you ready to see how these teams are likely to line up?
Let's do it.
All right, so for Belgium, we're predicting Koen Casteels in goal, with Timothy Castagne, Zeno de Wout Faes, and Arthur Theat making up the defensive line.
Solid back four.
Yeah, but how about that midfield, especially with all those key players missing?
Well, we're expecting to see Oral Mangala, Onana, and Arthur Vermeeren controlling that midfield.
Okay.
Mangala and Onana, they bring that energy and dynamism. And Vermeeren, he's a young talent with a bright future.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they do against Italy's more experienced midfield.
It will, and leading the attack.
It's the trio of Johan Bakayoko, Romelu Lukaku, and Leandro Trossard, a strong attacking force even with the players they're missing.
Yeah.
Lukaku's return is massive, and both Bakayoko and Trossard have that pace and trickery to cause real problems for any defense.
All right, so that's Belgium. Now let's move on to Italy's predicted lineup.
Okay, so in goal, it's the captain Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Yep.
He's a world-class keeper and brings a real sense of calm to that Italian backline.
Yeah, safe pair of hands for sure. And who's protecting him?
We're expecting a back four of Giovanni Di Lorenzo, Alessandro Buongiorno, Alessandro Bastoni, and Federico Di Marco.
A good mix of experience and youth.
Exactly. And they'll need to be organized to deal with Belgium's attack.
And how about the midfield?
We're expecting Nicola Barella, Manuel Locatelli, and Sandro Tonali to be pulling the strings for Italy.
Wow.
This is a midfield trio packed with class and experience.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to control the tempo, keep possession, and create chances for the attack.
Absolutely.
Sounds formidable. And who's leading the line for Italy?
We're predicting a front three of Giacomo Raspadori, Matteo Retegui, and Federico Chiesa.
Okay.
They've got pace, creativity, and goal-scoring ability. Retegui is the main man up front, but both Raspadori and Chiesa can unlock defenses and cause havoc.
So there you have it. Two potential lineups full of talent, ready to clash in what's going to be a real tactical battle. This UEFA Nations League showdown between Belgium and Italy is not one to miss.
Absolutely. And remember, this deep dive is just the beginning.
Welcome back to the deep dive. So we've analyzed the teams, we've broken down the tactics, and now it's time for a little history lesson. Let's travel back in time and explore the historical rivalry that makes this Belgium versus Italy showdown even more interesting.
It's a rivalry that goes back over a century, full of memorable moments, dramatic twists and turns.
Yeah, so let's rewind the clock. Where did this footballing feud begin?
Well, their first official match was way back in 1920 at the Antwerp Olympic Games.
Wow, over 100 years ago.
It was, and that first match ended in a 3-1 victory for Italy, kind of setting the tone for many of their encounters in the years to come.
So Italy established their dominance early on then.
Well, in terms of results, yes, but that doesn't mean these games haven't been close. There's always been a real edge, a sense of pride and determination from both sides.
I bet there are some real nail-biters hidden away in the history books.
Oh, absolutely. One that comes to mind is the 1934 FIFA World Cup qualifier. Italy, the eventual world champions that year, narrowly beat Belgium 2-1.
Wow, a World Cup qualifier. Talk about pressure.
Yeah, big pressure. And then fast forward to 1972, that's the last time Belgium actually beat Italy in a competitive match.
Ah, yes, a 2-1 win in the European Championship qualifiers. A victory that seems like a distant memory for Belgian fans these days.
It is a significant moment in their head-to-head record, but since then it's been mostly Italian dominance, a string of wins and draws that have given them that psychological edge.
But even in defeat, I imagine there have been some moments of brilliance for Belgium, flashes of resistance that kept the rivalry alive.
Of course, take the 1980 European Championship group stage match. Belgium lost 1-0, but they put up a really good fight against a very strong Italian side.
A performance that showed their resilience even when the odds were against them.
Exactly, and who could forget that 2016 European Championship clash where Italy once again showed their dominance with a 2-0 victory?
Yeah, that match really showed the tactical difference between the two sides back then.
It did, but as we saw in their more recent meetings, particularly that dramatic 2-2 draw in last year's UEFA Nations League where Italy played with 10 men, Belgium has evolved. They've got the quality and the determination to challenge Italy now.
Yeah, that draw was a real statement. It showed that Belgium isn't happy just being the underdog anymore.
Exactly, and that's what makes this upcoming match so exciting. We've got a historic rivalry, a clash of styles, and two teams at different stages in their development.
It's a story that's not finished yet. So as we get ready for this UEFA Nations League showdown, remember, we're not just watching a match. We're seeing the next chapter in a story that started over 100 years ago.
A story of ambition, resilience, and the pursuit of football and glory.
And don't forget, Tips Moto is here to help you navigate the exciting world of football betting.
Yeah, we give you the best odds, expert analysis, and a secure platform.
So make sure to check out our social media pages.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
You'll find exclusive content, expert tips, and a chance to connect with other football fans.
It's more than just betting, it's a community.
So join us, Bet Smart.